Varanasi, a city of prayers and pyres where the living walk alongside the dead. Pilgrims come here to cleanse their souls and scatter their grief into the river. But not everyone leaves with peace. For some, Varanasi isn't an ending, it's a reckoning. Ravi stepped off the train with the weight of a leather urn slung over his shoulder. The station swirled with movement, street vendors yelling, porters pushing carts. The hum of a city that never truly rests. But Ravi felt frozen in the chaos. This city, its twisting alleys and golden domes, was meant to be sacred. Instead, it felt like a trap. He had come back for a man he barely remembered, his father, a shadow who had walked out when Ravi was 10. Now there was nothing left of him but ashes, but Ravi wasn't here to mourn. He was here to finish something, even if he didn't know what that was yet. The ghats were alive with ritual. The air was thick with smoke. Embers from the cremation fires swirled into the sky like restless souls. Ravi descended the stone steps, gripping the urn tightly. At the water's edge, the priest waited. His robes were thin, his eyes tired. But when he looked at Ravi, it was as though he saw everything. The priest didn't ask questions, but his gaze was a question in itself. Have you made peace? Ravi clenched his jaw. Peace? With a man who left without a word? How do you make peace with that? Ravi knelt by the river and unscrewed the lid. The ashes felt heavier than they should have. And then something else fell into his hand. A small slip of parchment, folded and yellowed with time. Ravi's chest tightened as he unfolded it. His father's handwriting scrawled in hurried strokes. I am sorry for everything. I had to leave, but you will find the truth where the river ends. The river doesn't end, Ravi whispered. It was supposed to flow endlessly. People moved past him, mourners, priests, children playing near the edge of the river. But Ravi felt the world narrowing to that single piece of paper. The apology he never got, the mystery it left behind. The city seemed to shift around him, sounds stretched, colors dimmed. The world didn't feel steady anymore. That evening, Ravi wandered through the maze of streets. The city pulsed with life. Temple bells rang, vendors haggled over prices. But it all felt distant, like he was walking through a dream. Then from the shadows, a figure stepped forward, thin, dressed in a tattered shawl. His eyes glinted, sharp and knowing. Ravi froze. "You're looking for something." The words didn't need to be spoken. Ravi felt them like a breath against his skin. The man gestured toward the river, silent but clear. "Follow me." They drifted into the night, the river stretching wide and black beneath the stars. The city lights faded behind them. The fires of the cremation ghats flickered in the distance, smaller and smaller, until they looked like distant stars. The water became still, too still. Ravi felt his pulse quicken. The air was thick, heavy. Even the stars seemed to refuse to reflect on the river's surface now. The boat stopped in front of a shrine, a half-submerged ruin worn smooth by time. Ravi stepped out. The carvings on the stone walls twisted in spirals, circles within circles, endless loops that seemed to pulse under the moonlight. The boatman stood behind him, silent, watching, waiting. Ravi reached the shrine's center and saw it. An urn, identical to the one he carried. His breath caught. He unscrewed the lid with trembling hands. Inside, another note. The same handwriting, more faded this time. "I am sorry. I couldn't escape." Ravi's heartbeat thundered in his chest. 2 urns, 2 letters, 1 truth. The air shifted and the water rippled. A figure began to rise, a tall, gaunt silhouette, blurred like river mist. Its eyes shimmered like faint embers, and its voice echoed like a whisper carried through stone. "He chose to stay, but you must decide." The figure extended its hand, offering a choice, to hold on to the past, or to let it drift away. Ravi closed his eyes. Memories rushed in. His father's absence, his mother's silence, the years of unanswered questions. But then, he thought of home, of the life that waited for him. He stepped back. The shadows sighed and sank beneath the waves. The boat drifted back toward the city. The fires on the shore still burned, but now they felt distant, small. Ravi carried no ashes, only memories, and for the first time, that was enough. Sometimes the hardest part isn't letting go, it's knowing when to. The river of life flows on, but some souls stay behind. If this story stayed with you, leave a like, subscribe, and join the Fear Archives for more stories of life, death, and everything in between.